Hello everybody and welcome back to 5 Minute Crypto, and today for the Bitcoin price, take a look at this. The earlier predictions that we put in are coming to fruition and things are looking pretty damn good right now. There's a couple of different patterns that we showcased, a couple of different trading setups, and since Bitcoin right now has passed $20,000, the final and most important resistance point has been overtaken, and so I'm pretty confident in my long positions right now. Let me tell you guys exactly what I'm trading and what I'm thinking. So let's first cover my two main trading scenarios, or basically two patterns that we were watching for a little while that we thought were going to play out a certain way. Our first pattern was the falling wedge over on the 2-hourly chart for Bitcoin, and what we basically said is the moment that we get a confirmed breakout, my first take profit is going to be here at $20.4 thousand, and then putting my stop loss at entry. Then again, I would not actually be too surprised if the price were to go to $20.5 thousand, then fall right back down to retest before continuing on with the gains. Then again, we actually had that retest pretty quickly after breaking out, and so as of this point, it is more likely for the price to just continue towards the upside. And again, guys, my first take profit unofficially was at 19.9, something like that. Reason for that being my own personal bias for this $20,000 level and because of the other trades that I put in. But for our trading setup, the actual take profit number one is 20.4 thousand. Take profit number two is 21.7 thousand, and take profit number three is slightly below 22.577. And again, guys, whenever we put these take profits in, I always recommend to put them a little bit below these very important resistances, not exactly on the spot that I'm showcasing to you guys right now. Having said that, as of this point, it is very hard to be at a loss on the trade that we made, because even if you bought in very late, a couple hours too late, right now you'd be in profit, as again, Bitcoin is doing very well. For trading scenario number two, we basically said, hey, we have a descending broadening wedge. The moment that we get a breakout towards the upside, we're going to go and once it's confirmed, get ourselves a long position going. With our first take profit slightly below $20,000 and our second take profit in our little supply zone here for Bitcoin, starting at roughly around 21.4 thousand. I think a lot of people are confused as to why I'm talking about two different trading setups, because if one does well, the other should do well as well, right? Well, yes, but no. And I described it to you guys before. When you're making a crypto trading strategy, you backtest it for a little while. But what it basically is every single trade is its own occurrence with its own variables, with its own everything. And so as I said before, I sometimes get a little bit biased, where on my first trade, again, I wanted to take a little bit of profits at just below 20,000 because I was scared of a rejection. But honestly, if we're talking about what I should do, it is stick exactly to the plan at hand, because that way you know if your strategy over longer periods of time is solid or not. Again, we had one bearish scenario in mind, but as it currently stands, I'm not thinking that's going to pull through. And what we basically said is, okay, our most important areas are 21.7, 20,000, and 17.7 thousand. And we've been ranging between those levels. And so ever since we've come into the zone, you can clearly see the pattern here and how it's been performing at these exact levels. And so as it currently stands, I'm like, okay, maybe we're going to bounce off of 20,000, but luckily we did not do so just quite yet. And again, hence I'm continuing to be bullish. Our continuation pattern is also not flashing just quite yet. So again, there's more reason to be bullish rather than bearish. This continuation pattern would most likely flash the moment that we hit the upside again, but I would actually only take some trade if we broke out towards the downside, which we've not done just quite yet. Our XRP trade is still popping off. Again, we opened up a long position at 31, I believe, cents, which as of this point is in maybe about 4 or 5% profit. Honest talk, I did not check it out just quite yet. I did not take any Ethereum trade, but I also said, again, the moment that we break towards the downside, I'm going to be opening up a short position that will most likely go from our confirmed breakout towards somewhere close to this line right here. But we are continuing towards the upside, and I didn't really have a plan for it. If you really want me to give a target, I'm saying, hey, we're going to go for $1,290 somewhere in this ballpark. But I wouldn't consider this the best of trading setups. You might, however, be looking at it and thinking, it's just broken out of this symmetrical triangle or structure. And sure, I can definitely attest that. I can say, yeah, it has broken out towards the upside and it does look pretty good. But I'm personally a little bit skeptical. But it's also because I'm not too focused on being an ETH trader. And then again, if I had to put up a target here, I think 2180 would be a pretty good trade. And we can actually open it up right now with our stop loss to entry pretty soon afterwards. But that's again with the bias that Bitcoin is most likely not going to retest again and just push on higher. We've said it before as well, it's only the moment that Bitcoin breaks through the major 2017-80 support that we're going to start to turn bearish and open some shorts all the way towards 16,000 or so, and it has not happened just quite yet. Actually, for Bitcoin, it's still most likely that we're going to see some sort of relief rally all the way towards like 38.2 on the Fibonacci, or about 28.7 or $28.6 thousand. And again, guys, there's this one indicator that's the pi cycle bottom, which is also flashing, or at least almost flashing, that a bottom is in. And again, it is not showcased in over 3.5 years. Last time this was showcased was, let's say, about December of 2018. The time before that was all the way in January of 2015. So we're basically 4 years in the middle. And again, now it looks to be another 4 years in the future. I guess 3.5 years. But yeah, as I said before, relatively right now, it's a crazy cheap spot to be buying at, even though the Bitcoin price is not too crazy just quite yet. And this chart does not update too perfectly because it's, I'm not sure if it's just bugged for me or if there's something as to why this liquid index is a little bit strange sometimes. Maybe I'm just not knowledgeable enough though. But so yeah, everything is looking bullish right now. I'm seeing a little resistance here actually on this specific chart for Bitcoin over on the 0.618 at 2245. This is again on our most recent move from June 19th to June 25th. But I don't think it'll be too much of a problem.